Well, welcome back, my friends all, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors, a Tops Knives Armado 6.5. Now, this was designed by Josh Naverrete over at Naverrete Knives. He's a Forged and Fire winner. I absolutely adore the simplicity of this knife. It is a cutting machine. It really is. Now, we're going to talk all about it. It's got micarta handle scales, 1095 steel. The Rockwell, I believe, is 56 to 58. The blade thickness is 0.190. The overall length is 12 inches. The blade length is 6.5 inches. The cutting edge is 6.5 inches. The blade width is 2 inches. Now, that for me I love that. I absolutely adore it. It makes it a great slicer. The inner grip on the handle is 4 1/16. Now, there is a bottom thing there with a lanyard hole. We're going to talk about that little hook, but the inner grip's 4 1/16. The handle thickness is 11/16, so you've got plenty of room there to grip. Now, the only thing on this knife that gave me any sort of a hot spot is that bottom piece with the lanyard hole. I think that is easily fixable if we extended the micarta or do what I'm going to do and take a Dremel and just radius the sides. It gave me a little bit of hot spot when chopping, but outside of that, honestly, this knife is dead nuts. It has some nice jimping on the back where the handle meets the blade. I like that. It looks aggressive. It is not. Sharp as shit straight out of the box. And I believe Tops does one of the best jobs in the world with a differential heat treat. This is a knife that I love. It is a knife that I'll use. It is a knife I'll carry. Let's look at what it can do, and let's talk all about it. Before we do, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. And all in the world that means is, vets, we love you. You're welcome here. That's it. You have a place here. I back to blue, guys. It's one of the things that I think bothers people the most, and I don't know why. It's my cause. I don't ask anybody to support it. I have my reasons. I say this every damn time because people say, well, back to blue till it happens to you. Well, it's happened to me far more than it'll happen to you. I have my reasons. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Well, I took this over to the studio, over to Kirk's. He loved it right out of the chute, and so did I. You guys hear me say that a lot. I shout a lot of people out. I do a lot of that. I believe in helping the community. But when it comes to knives and knives on the channel, I am somewhat picky. I really am. I'm able to say, well, I love this knife because I really just have knives on here I love. I've never in my life seen the need to have something on I don't like. I mean, I'm not going to be enthusiastic about it. So I'm picky. So when Tops reached out, they did send this to me as a review sample and said, hey man, we sent you something. I said, cool. Or actually, I reached out to them because I got an email that I had something on the way, and we live in a day and age full of scammers. So long story short, I reached out. They said, yeah, man, we're sending you the Armado 6.5. And I was absolutely ecstatic because it speaks to me. The design speaks to me. It's plain. It's simple. It's basic. It's what a knife should be. It came sharp. It's a slicer. It's a cutter. Did pretty damn good on the stabbing and stuff. It did a good job overall. Now here we're using our 4-inch ratchet strap. I've gone to using some of that. 1, it was free. I ain't turning down free cutting mediums. 2, it just throws a unique spin on that. I like cutting ratchet strap for several reasons. 1, if you want to say, okay, well, it's going to replicate a hide, it's tough as hell. It really is. it gives you something different. It's thicker than a seatbelt, but if you can cut that ratchet strap, you can cut a seatbelt. So I like the different things that medium brings. Now, when you throw an extra 2 inches on there, because normally we cut 2-inch ratchet strap, and we will later in this video, okay, you can get it, rip it, and go. That 4-inch really makes you cut. Now, this right here is 100-year-old fat lighter knot, fat wood, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to Blackie's this week. I cannot wait, do some camping. Look how thin that got that. And that is just some gorgeous lighter knot right there. 100-year-old stump, got it out at the Smiths. I love it. Kirk and I decided to do a ton of batoning, okay? I did some chopping, we'll talk about that, but we do more batoning. Puts a little more pressure on the edge, a little more pressure on the spine. Now, I told you the blade thickness is 0.190, and it is, but it tapers down. This is some of that old naughty ass hardwood from the box store. The knife had zero problem, man. Zero problems. And let me say this. Tops is one of those companies a lot of people love and a lot of people hate. I'm in the love category. I own, I believe, 12 to 13 tops, 11 of which I've bought. I like tops. The El Chete, the Wild Pig Hunter, the Silent Hero, Missile Strike. I could go on and on and on. I love the brand because they do it right. They do it well. And you can add the Armado 6.5 into that. This is a knife that I'll honestly carry. What I'm going to do, guys, I did my cutting. I cut paper at the beginning, and I cut paper at the end. If you're new here, we understand that there's so many factors into sharpness, blade geometry, heat treat, etc., etc. Cutting paper is a good way to show you where we start and where we finish. Now, right here, this is about a 4 or 5 inch little diameter. It's one of them hard ass trees. I can't remember. It might be a hackberry or something like that. And we got down with the get down. Now look, I screwed up. Look at where the handle's at. I've told y'all a million times I'm the world's worst batoner. I didn't give myself enough play, but I finished the drill right here because I wanted to show you we were a little abusive on the knife. Now, would I normally do that? No, I don't normally baton. I believe in carrying the proper tools. But being a knife channel, being a review channel, there's certain things we're going to do, especially, guys, when somebody sends a knife for review. I believe in going a little harder on it. I know I'm playing with house money. I'm not as worried about it. And I'm going to be truthful with you guys. When it's tops, I hadn't had one break yet. I'm not trying to break it. That's the difference in this channel. We use the knife, okay? We don't abuse them. We do hard use. We do some borderline shit. There ain't no doubt about that. But that's not my goal. And I've said this the other day, and I mean it. If I break a knife or a knife breaks on this channel, we need to start looking. There's an issue because that's not the goal. Now, the balance on this knife is phenomenal. It dropped dead nuts. That's the Donnie B all day drop and throw at the stump. We're throwing it. That's an oak stump right there. Throws well. It's balanced. Some of the throwing is to check the tip. Some of it's to see if the handle scales will come loose. And some of it's just to have some damn fun. We get 4 or 5 feet away and sling the shit out of it. I love doing it. And to me, it is a good indicator of the balance of the knife. Now here, we're going to do some tip testing. That's a little softer part of that oak. We're going to come up and hit some of the harder part. Let me say this. Tops does a differential heat treat, okay? So I was a little nervous doing this. It has nothing to do with Tops quality. I love their heat treat. I love the sharp, love all that. I've told you that already. But when you do that differential heat treat, man, I was just a little nervous, because the spine's softer than the edge. That's all that means, right? It's a different way of heat treating. The knife held up insanely well. It did very good. I believe we're going to do the JCO and spin the knife test. Here we come up to the harder part some. And guys, here's the thing. I said this the other day, and I won't say it every time. Well, that's a lie. I probably will. I'm the most redundant human on earth. I'm still finding my groove with this, okay? If I go too soft, people's going to say I'm being too soft. If I go too hard, I'm being abusive. I'm trying to find the perfect groove. Now, I did want to mention this because I want to be upfront with you. The little piece at the bottom, the little hook at the bottom on the handle, bothered my hand during chopping. Now, again, I'm going to take the knife and I'm going to take the tools I need. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Dremel and I'm just going to radius it. But I want everybody to understand something. Will that hinder me from carrying this knife? No, not at all. But I don't want to not mention something. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Some of you guys do make knife purchases based on these reviews. I would be doing you a disservice, Tops a disservice, and myself a disservice if I don't mention it. I've got tough ass hands. I've got broke hands, beat up hands, dead hands. So what I did was a little chopping there, and I thought, Kirk and I talked about it. A little bit of a hot spot. At work today, I put on a glove. Much better, still a little hot. A Dremel will fix that. I'm not worried about it. Now, what I wanted to do at work today was this. We did a ton of batoning. And typically, I'll finish up with a good bit of slicing. And I remembered that I just didn't do a lot of it. So the video's a little longer. Guys, I'm over trying to do 8 to 10 minutes in, out with a great rhythm and, going viral and all that shit. I want you to get a good, honest look at this knife. It is more important for me to show the knife. This rope I despise. I've hated it since I was a kid. It's that nylon rope. Now, remember we talked about the 2-inch ratchet strap. I've cut the 4. Now at work I found me some 2. So I got some 2. We're going to make 3 or 4 cuts here. I wanted to do that after the chopping, after the batoning, after going through knots. Okay? I think that part's important. Here we've got a glove, and we're just doing some slap chops, some pop chops. You like that, scalping for TP? You sorry bastard. That's what I call a pop chop. I enjoy doing it. The thing is this. Again, glove made a world of difference. Is it a major issue for me? No. I'm seriously going to strop this knife up. I'm carrying it to Blackie's this weekend. That's how much I love it. Now, it comes with a Kydex sheath and a dangler. I will probably take the big leather loop off and use the steel loop, but that's because I've got shorter arms. What I wanted to do here, y'all know I love making punji sticks for the neighborhood kids. I like showing the sliciness, and again, this is pine, because I had a guy, and he wasn't being a dick. He's like, man, that's kind of a soft wood. Yes, exactly. This is a softer pine, but for me, it helps me show some different cuts, the pop lever cut, and then I just like taking a knife, and if you watch, it's more of a scoop right here. We're just doing a quick scoop, staying in control, and really, what we're doing, either making a punji stick there or a tent stake, whatever floats your boat. But the knife was very, very easy to control. And again, super comfortable in hand. I love the handle. The damn thing held its edge really, really, really well. And here's the thing. Anything that you see me cut with the industrial materials, I do need to mention, if you look around me, guys, that's sand. Most of the stuff I cut has been laying in that damn sand, or it's wet, it's nasty. So it's not just the medium. It's the environment the medium came from. That 4-inch ratchet strap is soaked in damn diesel. I had to put it in my damn trunk. I'm dead ass. Now, here, the knife still, and I wanted to say this real quick, we're running out of time, but here's the deal. The knife is still plenty sharp. It might not have that original hair popping, but a little bit of stropping after all that cutting, that ain't bad. So here's what I need you guys to do. Please remember this part. It's very important. I'm Scab. You're not. Love the Armado 6.5. Josh, great job. Leo, Tops, love y'all. I'm gone, son.